There comes a moment when my heart must stand alone.
Good morning. Chatham County Police have arrested Leilani Simon, the mother of Quinton Simon, who has been found and is sadly, tragically, no longer with us. Last night, Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley responded to questions and gave as much information as possible under their investigation to a press conference. That was Monday, November the 21st, 2022. Thank you. I'm going to attach that press conference to this video. Rest in peace, Quinton Simon.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jeff Hadley. I'm the Chief of Police for the Chatham County Police Department. I'm accompanied this evening by Will Clark with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This afternoon, Chatham County Police Department detectives arrested 22-year-old Leilani Simon and charged her with malice murder, concealing the death of another person, false reporting, and making false statements in connection with the disappearance and death of her son, 20-month-old Quinton Simon. Leilani Simon is being held at the Chatham County Detention Center and is awaiting a bond hearing. We do not anticipate any other arrests in this case. She has been the sole suspect from the beginning. On Friday, our search teams at the Waste Management landfill found what they believed were human remains. This afternoon, the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia confirmed that they are, in fact, human remains. Additional testing, including a DNA analysis, is being conducted, and we have every reason to believe that this will confirm the remains are Quinton's. This is a heartbreaking development for everyone who loved Quinton, for the many people who came to know him after his disappearance, and for our department. When we first received the call that Quinton was missing, we were hopeful that we would find him alive and unharmed. But as we have been telling you for weeks, all of our evidence pointed to his mother being responsible for his death and disappearance, and his remains being found in the landfill. I would like to thank the many people and agencies who worked hard to ensure that Quinton was found, that he would have a proper resting place, and that justice would be served. First and foremost, I want to thank the FBI. We are incredibly grateful for their invaluable assistance. Their expertise, their manpower, resources, and guidance are unmatched and were crucial in our efforts to find Quinton. They were on the scene within 3 hours of Quinton being reported missing and have assisted with every aspect of this investigation. The resources they poured into the landfill search are extraordinary and are the reason that we were able to find Quinton. I can't thank them enough. Chatham County Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division also deserves special recognition. Their devotion to Quinton, to making sure this crime did not go unsolved, is an example of police work at its finest. Our detectives worked tirelessly and were determined to follow every lead and uncover every piece of evidence in this case. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, and Department of Natural Resources all had officers searching the landfill alongside our officers and the FBI. The support of the Chatham County Emergency Management Agency, Chatham Emergency Services, Chatham Occupational Safety and Health, Savannah Police, and Savannah Fire also were invaluable in this massive effort. Finally, I would like to thank the many people who showed their support for our department during this incredibly difficult and important investigation. We appreciate those who kept faith in the system and waited patiently for evidence we needed to make sure Quinton has every opportunity to receive the justice he deserves. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Will Clark, who has some comments from the FBI.
Good evening. My name is Will Clark. I'm the Senior Supervisory Resident Agent of the Savannah and Brunswick offices of the FBI. 1 month ago, we began this landfill search alongside Chatham County Police Department with one purpose in mind, and that was to find Quentin and to bring him home. On Friday, search crews from the FBI and Chatham County found what we preliminarily believe are partial remains from a human child. Those bones were immediately sent to our lab in Quantico, Virginia. Additional testing for potential confirmation is now underway. It could be days before we have final results. What happened to this 20-month-old child is unthinkable. No child should be harmed by anyone, let alone the person in their lives that should be their protector. This investigation does not end here. There is more work to do. The FBI, along with our law enforcement partners, will continue to find justice for Quentin. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll appreciate that. And we'll try to answer some questions that you may have. Just be mindful that there's many we may not be able to answer, but we'll be willing to take some questions at this time.
You charged anyone with murder? Found bones in the landfill? Is that?
We found human remains, yes, ma'am.
Chief, do you believe the
charged
point that
Leilani with
Quentin was
murder?
put in that dumpster, do you believe that he was alive then or had died before he was in the dumpster and made it to the landfill?
Could you? I didn't hear the first part. I'm
Do
sorry.
you believe that Quentin Simon was alive when he was in the landfill? Do you believe he died before he was put in that dumpster?
I can't answer that question.
You've charged Leilani with murder. Can you speak on whether you think it was accidental or intentional?
I can't speak to that.
Can you talk a little bit about what evidence you all confirmed or learned on Friday when you all can go ahead and make that assessment to the report to the
Well, as we had said from the beginning with the landfill, we had every belief that Quentin was there in the landfill. Having found what we found on Friday and the preliminary findings from the FBI that we got today led us to make an arrest today. We feel that we have a very strong case. We have put thousands of hours into this, and we believed that this was the right move today to be able to do that. She doesn't deserve a Thanksgiving, quite frankly, if I can go off script a little bit. Quentin deserves that.
You said that you didn't believe any other arrests would be made. Are you guys looking into Billy Joe at all?
We are not.
And so you, just to confirm and kind of clarify that you all were looking to find some sort of remains from the body to go ahead and move forward with an arrest?
That's correct.
Chief, would the charges have been the same in this case had you not made that discovery on Friday? Say if this case had continued, the search found nothing in the landfill, would you still have been able to make a case for Quentin to have justice, or how significant was this find?
Well, it was very significant, obviously, for obvious reasons. We do believe we had a strong case otherwise, but that would have been in counsel with the Chatham County District Attorney's Office, but we believe we had a strong case otherwise.
You certainly been very personal about this, and you said at that landfill that day with the picture behind you said, we want to make sure we bring Quentin home and we give him a final place of rest. We wanted him to be able to make sure he wasn't in that dump. On Friday, how personal was that find for you?
Well, it was very personal, quite frankly. I mean, there's a lot of aspects to that. I mean, knowing the hard work that went into this investigation, everybody, not just Chatham County Police Department, but everybody that chipped in, the FBI, GBI, DNR, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, the civilians, you name it, from A to Z, we were 100% committed to bringing justice for Quentin. And to appreciate the amount of human effort, the amount of human emotion that goes into a case like this, and to appreciate, hopefully, that this comes to a conclusion in terms of a conviction and things of that nature. You have a lot of emotions about that. You also have a lot of emotions as just a general human being, as a person who has children. You see the impact that has on people. So if you step back and take a moment to kind of absorb that, I think that if you didn't have any feelings about that, you might have to ask yourself a few questions.
Chief, like, what is evidence collected outside of the search in the landfill that you guys found on Friday? Was there any evidence you guys found in the search that you guys did, tools, cell phones, or computers, or anything that also led to the arrest?
I can't answer that.
Has Leilani's status
flight risk changed, or did it change prior to the arrest?
No.
Chief, you say this is preliminary. You would assume there isn't other human remains in that landfill. But until you get it fully 100% confirmed that these are Quentin's remains, what makes you confident to make the arrest today?
I can't get into the high level of detail, but just on some of the preliminary information that we got from the FBI, we have a high level of confidence that those are Quentin's remains. And we felt that we needed to make the arrest today because that was the right thing to do.
See, there's a
When you
lot
say
of pressure
human
in the last.
remains, what kind of remains are we talking when you say human remains? Any more specific details about?
No, ma'am. Go ahead, bro.
Chief, this case has been one that has made national news.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of pressure against you personally, with your name out of the mouth of protesters, out of the mouth of people in the community. You've gotten a lot of pressure about making this arrest. Standing here today, knowing that you have this key piece of evidence that you just said, what kind of message do you send to the community? The people, A, that had your back and said, yes, we're going to wait on the police to do this. And then to the people who said, this arrest should have happened almost immediately.
Well, I didn't honestly feel a lot of pressure, quite frankly, only because I believed in our investigative process, the expertise that we were seeking that was around us, having a little bit of experience, in this profession. I understood people's perspective. I understood that, some people had their own strong feelings about when an arrest should be made and things that were going on. But we stayed focused on what we know and what we know how to do. And in conjunction with the FBI, we stayed the course. And so to those folks that supported us, to the citizens that believed in us and believed in our department, I thank you. And for those that had questions, that's their right to do so. This is America. You can have all the opinions you want, but I'm just so proud of our team and where we're at today.
As far as today's conclusion, do you feel like there's a sense of relief as far as you all, officers, FBI agents, to come to an arrest, to go ahead and move forward with this case?
Sure there is. I wouldn't be honest if I didn't say that there was, some weight lifted off of the organization and particularly those detectives and investigators who were completely and 100% committed to seeking justice for Quentin. So there is a little bit of relief, but be mindful there's still a lot of work to do, and they're dedicated to doing that, and we want to see this to successful prosecution.
I got it smarter. Is the landfill search over?
We haven't made that decision yet. That's a decision point that we'll come to once we're able to get some more analysis done, and we'll confer with the FBI and see what the best course of action is.
And Leilani is also charged with making false statements. What false statements did she make?
I can't get into that.
Is she cooperating with police right now? Is Leilani cooperating with police?
She's at the Chatham County Detention Center right now.
And as far as to go back to the initial question that I asked about whether or not you guys found bones in the landfill,
Well, human remains. Some of that, some of them are human bones, and some other evidentiary matters.
And as far as the bond, is there, you all have any updates as to when that will be the bond hearing, when that will be confirmed?
I do not have that confirmed. I do believe it'll take place tomorrow, but I don't have any time or any confirmation on that. We did, take her to the detention center rather late in the day, so I'm sure that information will come out pretty soon.
Leilani made a statement to me that she would turn herself in. Was there any talk of giving her that opportunity?
No. Brent?
Chief, you said in the beginning that when we're at the landfill, you said that there's a very specific dumpster that this child was put in. Can you just give us the location of that, how far this was from the house where Quentin was last seen?
I can't give you that information.
I have one more question. Can you just give
Last
us
question.
an estimate on how long this analysis could take of what you guys found?
It could take up to a week. And I have one last comment, and I want to thank you guys. Because just like sometimes law enforcement gets the short end of the stick, you guys get the short end of the stick too. And you guys have been amazing, our local media throughout this. You've been fair, you've been direct, you've asked good questions, and you've given us some deference when we needed some deference. And so I just wanted to say thank you for your work that you do every day. Thank you.
I'd like to quote or speak a short poem out of respect and in memory of Quinton Simon. Look for me in rainbows. Time for me to go now. I won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows, way up in the sky. In the morning sunrise, when all the world is new. Just look for me and love me. As you know, I loved you. Time for me to leave. I won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows, high up in the sky. In the evening sunset, when all the world is through. Just look for me, love me, and I will be close to you. It won't be forever. The day will come, and then my loving arms will hold you all when we all meet again. Time for us to part now. We won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows, shining in the sky. Every waking moment and all your whole life through. Just look for me and love me, as you know I loved you. Just wish me to be near you, and I'll be there with you. I've read this poem for us all, for us all, for all the people who helped to find this sweet 20-month little boy, albeit with a tragic outcome. And I'll leave it there. Just take a moment. It's about Quinton Simon, nobody else. May he rest in peace, bless him. Thank you. Carrie Pink.
J'imagine, 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 j'imagine